Oh, in loose language, I often do say that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are inventing laws. We're inventing the math, we're inventing the symbols, we're inventing the operations, and we are inventing the equations and finding, wow, these equations are really good at encapsulating those patterns. In fact, they're so good that we can use the equations to make predictions about patterns we haven't even yet seen. And then we do go out and we see them. So it is powerful, but ultimately, I think that what we're doing is inventing things. So now back to your key question. Could that invention ultimately give us answers to these profound philosophical questions? And I think that they can point the way, because the equations are good at finding the patterns, encapsulating the patterns. And if you believe that reality, for reasons that we don't understand, does follow patterns, did God
No, well, the pattern is that we define a base case, right? We've defined, right? We've defined like 50 times. We've defined in reverse and even measured it in every single formality in math, right? And now within this, right, when we apply the recursive equation, how each new Big Bang, right, is influenced by a previous one, where K is a proportional constant. That's an influence, right? Now, this has to apply now to a factor, right? Where now we assume that the simple case where entropy and energy remain relatively stable, right? Meaning where at the end of the day, where now energy and the constant become the constant. So regardless, we have a constant overlap. No matter what happens within the property, right, there is an interaction within the system, right, that is waves, light, movement, someone pushed it, it was just flying through space, there's whatever function, right, and then we have it to the Big Bang, right, and in which this that will assume that we replace the constant, right, meaning where each Big Bang leads to two new ones on average, where the first interaction, like obviously they multiply so much, then this just follows all the basic properties, right? And then from that, right, even with the infinite limit, right, the infinite limit stretch, right, still expresses an endless cycle where each Big Bang spawns exponentially more. Because if it's infinite, then it's the mathematical model of the infinite chain reaction, right, where the number of Big Bangs to the proportional constant that represent entropy by the energy mass scale to the exponential